When I was here before, I couldn't poke you in the eye. Oh, hey. Hey, Rebel. How's it going?
Hey, Sage. How's it going?
Oh, I'm having more fun than any itchy, hived up person should be allowed to.
Oh, yay for that. At least you're having some fun.
Right. We're going to do cold
So,
compresses in a little while.
oh, fun stuff.
So,
So,
who have we got today?
we have the absolutely lovely and amazing Daniella Rushton, author of The Panther Tales. Welcome, Daniella.
Welcome,
Oh,
Danielle.
God. Thank you both so much for having me. And good morning to you. And it's afternoon here.
Yes, very nice.
Yeah.
Where is here, darling?
So we are in Leicestershire, in the middle of England.
Very
Wow.
nice.
Very nice. See, here's what's most exciting to me about having Daniella on, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Rebel, but is it my understanding that Daniella, you sought us out?
That's correct. Yes.
So
yes,
you like you started as a listener.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, you followed me on Instagram. And I followed you back, and I already had another podcast set up, and this is my first podcast actually, but I thought, I'm going to reach out to these people. And so I followed my intuition and I reached out to you, and hence we're here today.
Wonderful.
So there you go.
You're the first one that we haven't had to come to. That's amazing. I love it.
I came to you.
I love it. So, and we have mutual friends in common. Isn't that right, Daniella?
Yes, we certainly do. And again, that came via Instagram. And
Very nice.
The magazine is called Illuminations Fantastic, based in Tennessee. Philip was so kind to me when I started my Instagram journey as an author. I'm not that brilliant on social media and learning all about it. I have a bit of a love-hate with it, actually, but realise it's very much a necessity in sort of obviously putting me and what my book out there. But so Philip was really kind in welcoming me and wishing me all the best when I set up my account. And we built up a bit of a rapport, and like-minded, arty, both right, came forwards and backwards with each other. And then I was absolutely thrilled when they'd read some of my work to invite me to write for them. So I've written a fairy tale for the magazine that's going to be coming out sometime this year, and I'm just so excited about that.
Very nice.
I
love that.
And we love Philip. We love all those guys, but
we do. Yeah, and actually, Daniella, it's funny because Philip actually helped me with our social media as well.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I was okay with Facebook, like I knew how to do that and stuff, but I wasn't big on Instagram. And he kept doing stuff for Illuminations, and I was like, how do you do that? How are you getting all these followers? What are you doing? And he's like, well, when they like my post, I go and follow them and they follow back.
Yeah, there's all these
like,
tricks to be trained. Yes, I know, and I'm learning, I really am, and I'm still learning big time.
Me as well. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's going well.
There you go.
So, yes. So, what inspired you to write the Panther Tales?
Okay, well, let me tell you all about it.
Yes.
3 years ago, my son set me a challenge to write this book. And it's based upon a panther who befriends a teenage girl called Hannah. She discovers she has and possesses an extraordinary imaginative gift, but there's a dark force element within the book. The dark force called the Watchers, and they're waiting and watching to destroy her happiness. But the inspiration behind the book actually came from a panther on the shelf in our home in America, because we're very lucky to have a home in America, in La Quinta in California. So that's what inspired me to come up with the idea for the book. An actual life-size copper panther on this big broad shelf that we have by a staircase in the States.
Very nice. Is there a real life Minnie?
Is there a real life? Have you read the book?
I started it, yes.
Oh, okay. Is there a real life Minnie? I think no, I don't think so. Although a lot of people are saying they like Minnie. I think with a lot of writers, I think that obviously all the characters come from bits and bobs of everybody we meet. Inspiration is all around, and these characters are bound to, all of this is bound to build up into the character creation. So, this is my first stab at writing. My background isn't in literature, so which gave me a real passion to get the job done to meet my son's challenge, really.
Sure.
I've had to learn all about it, the book world, the literacy world, everything. It's all new to me.
Right. Well, I think it's fantastic. I'm enjoying it. I'm only a few pages in.
Oh my gosh, thank you for purchasing. That's wonderful.
Well, actually, that brings me to kind of an odd question, but if you were in my living room right now and we were having a conversation, I would ask it. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there. So I am on I'm on Amazon, that place, Prime, and I've got
the A.
Yeah, I've got the one for books, like that I pay for each month, and so when I went to get your book, it said it was free. So how does that work for you?
Oh gosh,
pay something?
No, I must speak to my publisher about that.
No, it's part of the Prime membership.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yes, and I just wondered how that worked. I mean, surely you get payment. I'm paying them for the membership, so the author should get paid.
Yes, I think.
But I'm curious.
They take a chunk. My publisher will obviously take a cut, and then I get my cut at the end of all that. Right. But again, it's like the Instagram, isn't it? It's just a world within itself.
Sure.
But I think half of us just literally go along with it, don't we? And sort of press these buttons and go, bing, I'm in.
Probably, yes. But yeah, I really meant to purchase it. I went on and it said free to Kindle
Did you
Prime
get Kindle, Rebel?
Yeah, something. I don't know. But I didn't have to pay for it.
Have you got a Kindle account where
I do.
Kindle Unlimited? I wonder if that's
Kindle Unlimited. That's what it is.
Right, okay. That's obviously how that occurred then. So yeah. Oh, I'm glad
I just wondered. I was just like, well, I meant to purchase it, but it didn't work that way.
Oh, not to worry at all.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying it. I'm happy. It's kind of funny. I can relate to the characters, the twins, right? The twin girls. Are they twins?
Correct. Yes, that's correct.
My girls are not twins, but I have got a blonde and I have a fiery redhead.
Oh, really? Oh,
yes.
There you go. And how old are they?
15 and 7.
So, okay. Well, these are obviously twins, and they're both 16 in the book.
Right.
So the book is actually middle grade, young adult. That is the age group, and obviously it is fantasy. So,
Right.
and as you can tell from the cover of the book, the panther does take flight.
Yes. I love
So
it.
it's full of faith, belief, and a sprinkling of magic, is how I like to put it forward, really.
Right. I love it. And I love that, like, the moment she walks in the door, basically, when Hannah walks in Minnie's door, she notices that, and the panther gives her kind of a weird feeling. I was like, okay, because I'm one of those people who pay attention to things like that when I walk into a room or into a new place. I pick up
Yes.
on those things, and I thought that was interesting. I liked that. And then
Well,
the
that's
note on
actually,
her door saying that was her room. I was like, I love it. That's great.
oh, that's good. Well, that excerpt is actually the part that I'm going to read to you.
Oh, lovely. That's
All
So
right.
great.
So that's worked out well, hasn't it? That you like that bit, because I was scouring through the
Yes.
book and thinking, which bit shall I read out to you? So yeah, so there you go. That's fortunate.
Yeah. So, what do you or what did you do before you were a writer?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Oh,
ask.
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
sure.
Sage.
That's
I'm
okay.
trying
That's
to.
fine. Well, I actually went to the London College of Fashion.
Lovely. I love that.
So yeah, and I lived in the old smoke for 3 years. So my background's in that, but then I moved home, and that's when I met my husband, and setting up home and having Bertie, our son, came about. So I spent many years obviously being a homemaker, doing all of that. And then I felt as though the creative bug was still there. So rather than go back into fashion, I went into acting, and I did an acting course at the Birmingham School of Acting. And with purchasing our home in America, that again, I had to leave. So this book writing and becoming an author has really ticked so many boxes for me, because I feel as though I can be creative once again. And I really honestly want to tell you both, I really feel as though I found my gift, because I'm a big believer that we are all gifted in
Yes, I agree.
something. I really do believe that. And so I feel as though this is the path that God has put me on. And I think everything that we do along our path brings us to something, concludes with something where we're meant to be. Rambling on a bit there, but
It's okay. That's what
so,
we're
yeah.
here for. Ramble away.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
for sure, everything that we pick up in life, it comes back to us one way or another, either in pursuits that we undertake, or in people that we meet. It's all the experience. I mean, from my perspective, the experience is all this kind of accumulation, and it all kind of happens moment to moment. And like we're having one right now. Your path brought you here, ours brought us here, and now we share our cumulative experiences.
I know, and it really, even down to obviously, intuitively deciding to contact you. We will find out one day, won't we? So, it's just exciting, and I think it's about losing the control and letting that occur, and not trying to control ourselves too much to dominate which path we go on. And that takes experience and time, doesn't it, to understand all that?
I think
Oh,
so.
for sure.
Yes.
For sure. I've definitely had a stranglehold on a few things that just slipped through my fingers like sand. So yeah. What is it? Hold on loosely, but don't let go.
Something like
Yes.
that.
Yep. I think that was in a rock song in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I totally just stole that. Yes.
Bring back the 80s music. No, I'm just kidding. Sort of.
Neon.
So, but yeah. Well, I'm very excited that I've come across you, or that you came across us, or however it worked out, Daniela. I'm anxious to read. I'm probably going to skip the TV tonight, thank goodness, and read
Oh,
because I've been I get bored very easily. And I've picked a lot of books recently where I've read a few pages and I'm just like, I can't read any more of this. It's annoying. And so I'm feeling very good about yours. I can't wait to read it and keep
oh,
getting to
thank
know
you.
the characters. And I think I've decided many, many years in the future when my kids have kids that my grandma name is going to be Minnie. I love that. I think I'm
It's a
going to have
real
to have
grandma
that.
name, isn't it? It
Yes.
really is.
I think I'm going to borrow that from your book and just
Yeah,
have my
no,
grandkids call
take
me
it away.
Minnie
Yeah.
in the future.
So
So,
yeah, I don't know how I came up with that name either. I think it was because I wrote the majority of the book in California, you see, at the
right.
house there. So I think it. Oh gosh, I think it must be something to do with going to Disneyland or something. It's going to be deep inside you, isn't it?
I think that's it. Yes. Disney has done its job. They've left a mark on an indelible mark on your soul and your being.
And Minnie goes on to the second book. I'm busy writing the sequel at the moment.
Nice.
So
I love it.
so she will be featuring again.
Oh, very good. So, yes, I have this whole idea of what, like, I don't think, at least so far in the book, that she's been described. So, but in my head, I've got an idea and a vision of like what she would look like, you know?
Well, yeah, there are the book is littered with absolutely beautiful illustrations by Zoe Potter. So later
Oh,
on,
okay.
there is actually you'll have to thumb through, but later on there is an illustration of Minnie.
Okay.
But I
That's a
was going
little weird on the Kindle copies. Like sometimes
yeah.
the illustrations don't aren't where they should be. Like they're not where they would
Ah,
be inside the hard copy physical book.
yeah, and these
So,
are big illustrations as well. So I
oh,
know that a
great.
couple of people have said it will take a while for you once you purchase the book to download the illustrations.
Oh,
It was a
okay,
big
good.
part of the book for me to
Right.
have that kind of visual feel. I felt as though it's the arts coming together again, isn't it? And there's something that I
Right.
want to say to Sage as well. That at the beginning of the book, I've actually selected a few chapters where I've put music to them and
Right.
yeah. And so what I actually say is recommended inspirational listening collated to reflect the mood of the following chapters. And when I just and I've put together about 7 chapters with 7 songs that I thought reflected the mood. And when I was putting the book together, I said to my publisher, "Do you think I ought to do this?" And he said, "Yeah, because nobody else is doing it." You know, so it's something that I've had no feedback on yet. So everybody out there, please, if you buy a copy of it, let me know. So because it's something to see if I think it'd work really. So
Well, yeah, I mean, that's definitely nothing I've ever seen in reading. I mean, if anything, that is innovative. I mean, because if like for me, when I read something, whether it's a short story or a novel, that type of you know reading, it makes a picture in my head. It makes a movie that I'm following, and that you're saying, hey, in this chapter, throw on this tune. Well, now my movie has a soundtrack, which is not something common at all. So that's wonderful.
yeah, so we'll have to. It's surprising what feedback people give you, really, isn't it? And then some people just, won't say anything. So it's hard. It's hard being an artist.
Right.
I think sometimes people think that they shouldn't give feedback, maybe, or they don't think you really care to hear that. I don't know. I'm kind of different on that. I've emailed with various authors for many years. Like if I read something that stood out or that I thought was well done, I emailed back in the day when their emails were at the end of the book or whatever.
Yes.
I would email and I talked to a few authors that way, or now I've reached out to a couple through Facebook, and
Yeah.
they're actually pretty good about getting back with me and saying, "Hey, thanks for that." And one of them, I gave her an idea. I think she probably used it. If I don't know if she did a future book, I kind of lost track, but I said something, a phrase to her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, that's perfect. I wish I would have thought of that for the book." But I was like, "Well, you can use it next time."
Yeah, that's right.
So,
It's important because
yeah.
it goes back to what we were saying earlier on, how it's how we all develop. We're all on this earth journey together, aren't we? So we need to support each other. We need to raise each other up. So
Oh,
raise one
yes.
another up. So no, it's important, I believe anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, me too.
So, yeah, that's kind of what our podcast is about a little bit, don't you think, Sage? We
Absolutely.
have people on and like build them up and get their names out there a little bit.
Yeah, that's and that and I love creative types. I mean, they run the gamut of personality and they vibrate on a different level. And I'm really pleased that we get to talk to them.
Oh, I agree. Yes, absolutely. So, so Daniela, how far along are you on the second on the follow-up book?
Well, it's all in my head. I'm hoping that this is going to be a trilogy. So as soon, again, once again, I want to network with other authors to find this out, and I am beginning to, obviously now that I'm in the literary world. But as soon as I was coming to the end of The Watchers and the Gifted Ones, which is the title of the first Panther Tales, I felt as though I had the story of the second. And then the other night I said to my husband, I said, I think I've got a story for the third, but I can't see beyond that. So we'll see. We'll see how it all rolls out. Again, I'm going very much with the flow. I get terribly excited when, earlier on today I was writing. I'm always excited, but earlier on today I was writing, and something came to me, and I'm just really enjoying it. I really am. I just hope that other people can, and they enjoy the world that I have created. So
Sure.
yeah.
Well, I am loving it so far. I'm quite excited. And it seems like an adventure. It reminds me, and now, gosh, there was a set of books the setting was like at the Biltmore estate in North Carolina, and it was a young, like the middle school level reading. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah,
But,
it's annoying, isn't it, when you can't think on the spot?
It reminds me of that a little bit, the Panther Tales. And
okay.
and I like it. I think that's great. And of course that set of books, that trilogy went fabulously.
Oh gosh, well, here's hoping.
Yes.
Daniela, do you have I know you're doing a sequel, but do you have a series in mind for the Panther Tales, or it's just kind of turning out that way right now?
No, as I said, yeah, I feel as though it's going to be a trilogy. I feel as though there's 3 books in it.
Okay.
So it's just the way it's going at the moment. So, but do you know, I think and some writers will probably disagree with me, but I don't think there's anybody that starts to set out to write a book and will know the end, because that's not natural, is it? I think that we're living as we're writing. So what's going to happen to me next week is probably going to affect what goes in there, so
For sure.
It's I don't know. Yeah, I'm planning on making it 3, but it might wrap up at 2. But yeah, I'm feeling about halfway through the second at the moment. So, okay. And then the other day I thought, oh gosh, what about a prequel? So
that's an idea. I love when authors go back and do a prequel later.
It's different,
I think that's great.
I do.
And here is the book. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
Serafina and the Black Cloak by Robert Beatty, I think.
Oh, send me a pic of the cover.
Oh, I will. Yeah, and that's the first book in the series. And honestly, not with the first book so much, but the second and third books were borderline terrifying. And
gosh,
and I was like, these are for kids. Like, these are for middle school kids. I was like, I'm kind of scared, and these were for middle schoolers.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was really well done and great books. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely suggest that my oldest read your books, especially since Amelia and Hannah are similar.
Yeah.
Like, looks-wise.
Thank you.
Yeah. But
you'll have to excuse my momentary disappearing, but at a certain point I can't sit still and I have to not scratch, which looks worse than scratching.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously,
not, aren't you? It's all part of the drama.
Yeah.
Right. I really am considering going out, and you may get me rolling in the snow clip after all, Rebel.
Oh, that will excite me so much today. That will make me smile.
No. I'll probably be screaming.
Oh, and well, as long as you're not screaming, I'm sure that would make your tiny fan at my house ecstatic with laughter. She would find that amusing. She'd be like,
well,
look, Sage is being a polar bear.
Well, I mean, for it to do any good, I'd probably have to be and I love to use other vernaculars from different countries. I'd have to be out there in my knickers rolling around. Wait, do guys wear knickers or we wear something else?
Excuse me. What kind of podcast is this?
Well, I'm sorry, Daniella. I really should have warned you about Sage.
Well, the thing is, even if I did tell you, the English say one thing and the American, it's like trousers, pants, isn't it? So we have different terms for different things. So I'll keep that one quiet.
Okay. Fair enough. Please excuse me.
No problem.
I think you may have been grossly offensive right there, Sage, which is unusual for you. It's usually just sort of offensive. Now it's grossly offensive.
Okay, I'm gonna have to not scratch again. Okay.
Oh, funny. Oh gosh, okay. Love it.
Listeners, I'm going to strongly suggest you watch us on YouTube this time. If you're listening on one of the podcast feeds, definitely go check this out on YouTube, because Sage, and I know he's really super uncomfortable, but that was really amusing watching him do the little monkey dance trying not to scratch. It was
and
great.
I can definitely back that up.
Always glad to please. Always glad. Yes.
Oh dear.
So, but I think that's all I've got. Sage, do you have any other clean, unoffensive questions or comments for Daniella?
Other than if she knows any home remedies for hives.
Rolling in the snow.
Rolling in the snow, yes. Okay.
Oh, that looks.
Oh, poor you. Go and get in a very cold shower.
Yeah, I think
that
I'm
might
going to.
work.
I think I'm going to. No, I would just, if anything, I would just love to thank you for being on. And I've been waiting with bated breath for, are you going to give us a little bit of a reading?
I just thought of that. I was like, oh yes, we need to get the excerpt.
Okay.
Good job, Sage.
Okay, so this is an excerpt from The Panther Tales by me, and it's the first book in the series, The Watchers and the Gifted Ones. Are you sitting comfortably?
Indeed.
As comfortable as I can.
Then I shall begin. The crystal's reflections twinkled on a couple of period portraits which hung in the recess of the stairway. The first was of a handsome man dapperly dressed in a suit. The other, a woman posing on a chaise lounge, dressed in pearls, wearing a black velvet dress. It was then that Hannah saw the panther on the shelf. Directly beneath the top of the staircase, on a large, deep, broad shelf, standing proud, was a life-sized copper panther. A painting of the moon hung behind it. Poised and frozen in time, the panther's jaw was open, baring its teeth, yet its eyes were soft. The light from the chandelier reflected the copper brilliantly, and in that moment, Hannah felt the hairs on the back of her neck stand up, and a chill ran down her spine. Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
There you go.
Yes. And readers or listeners, I should say, and watchers, it's Daniella's writing is so detail packed. When you read it, pay attention to all the details, even the small ones, because they're very detail packed, her writing. Just a helpful hint for those of you who will purchase and read the book. Just saying. From me to you, because I love you all.
That was wonderful. I like when you can really see an environment, when you can see a setting, when you can, almost smell the room, you can almost hear your feet walking on the floor. I really enjoy that type of thing. That's really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Daniella, please mention whatever social media and website and whatever you would like for our listeners so they can check you out. Okay.
Well, the book is obviously available worldwide on, am I allowed to say A?
I would say that major bookseller.
Yeah, okay. So the book is available worldwide, but my website is thepanthertales.com. Now, you can actually purchase a book from my website. Shipping is free, and obviously you get the opportunity of me signing and dedicating it then. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, my handle is The Panther Tales. It's all just The Panther Tales, all one word. So it's quite easy to remember.
Very nice. There you go. I love it. I might have to purchase a hard copy book of it, Daniella, just because I want to.
That would be nice. Well, hopefully, if I go on to write, another series, then maybe you'll have me back and I can talk about that.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Love to, yes.
So
thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for jumping on and taking time to chat with us today. It's been wonderful. All right. Okay. Bye, guys. Have a great
Bye.
day.
Bye. Thank you so much. Keep
Bye-bye.
writing.
Bye. Bye, Clichy, France, and
Bye,
Washington,
Clichy.
Virginia.
Bye, Rebel. Bye, Sage.
Bye, Daniela.
Bye, Danielle.